So Paul, can you give me 3 good reasons for using the PLAATO Pro?
Yes. We know that brewers spend a lot of time in the breweries. The PLAATO Pro can optimize the sample taking, so you'll save a lot of time just by not having to do those manual samples. Number 2, your fermenters, they can actually produce 10% more beer just by having access to this data. Number 3, having access to this data, it also allows you to take better decisions based on quality. So you can make better beer and have the higher degree of repeatability in the fermentation process.
So, could you use the PLAATO Pro as a safety mechanism?
Yeah, absolutely. One of the kind of core things that you could use the PLAATO Pro for in terms of ensuring that everything is going all right at the brewery is to monitor the temperature. If there's something wrong with the glycol system, you could easily ruin a batch, especially if it's during primary fermentation. In the PLAATO app, you could type in alert me or send me a notification if the temperature goes above a threshold, and you will get a notification the moment that the PLAATO Pro is detecting that something is not how it should be.
Meaning you can save the batch?
Yes.
And also meaning that saving 1 batch in a year would pay off the PLAATO Pro?
Well, yeah, that's you could easily save a lot of money if it's a large batch, and also if it's an expensive batch. You could save a lot of money just right there.
But what problems for the customers does this solve?
So one of the things that's kind of easy to forget is that in a brewery, around 70% of the time it takes to make beer, it's in the fermenters. And this today, it's almost like a black hole. It's very difficult to know what's like going on inside the fermenters. So the typical way to overcome this challenge today is to do manual samples. But this takes time, it's a lot of work, and then you have to go into the brewery and do this operation. So one of the core challenges that the PLAATO Pro is solving is that it optimizes the sample taking. So you basically get a real-time insight into what's going on in the fermentation process. And that allows you to take better decisions. You can pinpoint exactly when the fermentation is done, and you can also see exactly the moment the fermentation kicked off. So basically, you can use the data to a lot of different things, but the core is that data is automatically coming to you, and you can use this to optimize both the process and the quality. So, what do you need to get started with the PLAATO Pro, and how much does it cost?
To get started with the PLAATO Pro, you need the sensor, that is the enabler for us, that's the hardware you see here. That costs $899 standard price for fermenter. To then use all the data and be able to do all the great things we have with the batch comparisons, with the notifications, with getting all the readings, saving all the data, it's a monthly subscription of $14.99 a month, which is equivalent to 3 pints. That is pretty much the same that you will use for manual sampling in a month in a ferment.